Here at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary, we are still hours ahead of the anticipated time of execution for inmate Richard Glossip.
Of course, we are talking about Richard Glossip. He is expected to die today at 3 p.m.
On September 30th, 2015, after twice coming within hours of death, Richard Glossip was again scheduled to be executed by lethal injection. The Oklahoma Court of Appeals had denied his lawyer's petition to present new witnesses, so Glossip's only hope for coming out alive was a legal miracle, a stay from the U.S. Supreme Court.
You know, when you're going through it, you know that it's the last day. You have to come to that realization that, you know, this could be it. This might be the end. That morning they give you your last meal breakfast. It's a donut and a little thing of orange juice. That's your last meal you'll ever eat. They x-ray you from head to toe, see if you've tried to sneak something in that cell, hurt yourself. Once you're cleared with x-rays, then they bring you back here, and then that's when they put you in LL, which is the last cell that you're in before you're executed.
I was brought in with the witnesses into this little holding place. You're brought in at 12:30. He's going to be executed at 3, and you start waiting.
By midday, Glossip's family and friends had gathered alongside dozens of reporters from around the world who all came to document an execution nearly 19 years in the making.
As we were driving out to McAllister, it's about a 2-hour drive from Oklahoma City, and I had a hard time thinking I could witness an execution of possibly an innocent person.
They shut down the prison. Basically, you can't come in or out after a certain point. I was with the media, and we're all kind of sequestered in this little family sort of visitation room and just sort of waiting. Meanwhile, inside the prison, they're prepping the whole system.
Don Knight was anxiously awaiting word from the U.S. Supreme Court to see if they would overturn Oklahoma's decision and give Glossip another shot in front of a judge.
A last-minute plea to spare the life of Richard Glossip. The U.S. Supreme Court denied that stay in a vote of 8-1. It will go on as scheduled.
They're just gonna kill him because that's what they want.
There was a lot of Rich's family members outside. And I had to go over and tell them that the Supreme Court had turned us down and there wasn't anything more that we could do.
That was a horrible feeling. You know, we were his sisters or brothers, and we were just going to defend him no matter what. But it was horrible. I don't ever want to feel like that again.
Even though we weren't successful in court, everyone knows, the world knows, that Richard Glossip is innocent. That was a really, really hard moment for me.
Everything was moving forward, and Richard Glossip should have been put to death at 3 o'clock.
You're stripped down to your boxers, and you're only allowed to stand in your boxers until they come and get you. Outside the door, there's 6 guards standing there. I pull a guard up and I say, "So what is going on? Why haven't you taken me in there? What's the deal?" They said, "We can't tell you anything at this point." The thing that I thought about the most was my mom. When my mom was on her deathbed, she said, "You have to make me a promise." And I said, "What's that?" She said, "You have to fight. You can't stop. You have to get out of there." And on the 30th, I kept thinking, did I do everything I could have done to keep that promise?
Everyone outside of that prison, we were just waiting. It was horrible. I mean, to know that your father or your brother was at that moment being taken from a cell and strapped to a gurney and poison was going to be injected into his veins.
So it's like getting to be late afternoon, and everybody in the media room is like, what is going on? And then there starts to be this sort of panic.
I'm looking, of course, at my watch. It was supposed to be for 3 o'clock. I thought for sure Richard was dead.
At one point in time, I saw an ambulance drive up, and I thought, oh my God, that's the car that's going to take him away.
And now we are getting word that there has been a stay of execution granted by Governor Mary Fallin. Again, this is a man who's already had his last meals twice.
It's a stay for some lethal injection issue, something about obtaining another drug to do the execution. It was like Lazarus, you know, coming back from the dead. Because literally, we had thought he was dead 45 minutes.
We were just thrilled that he was alive, okay? We were absolutely thrilled that he was alive, but we didn't know why.
We are just now learning within the past few minutes that this may be a case of a completely absent-minded mix-up.
They had potassium acetate. It was the wrong drug.
It's a food preservative. It also happens to be a Richard Glossip preservative because he's not dead, because they messed it up.
Jesus, we thank you. We praise you for this day, God. We praise you for this wonderful news.
Not only was I relieved, but I was also scared of the fact that they were going to use the wrong drug on me. And I didn't want to be the next box execution. I mean, the whole day was just really the craziest thing that I've ever witnessed.
Here's to you, Ricky.
Love you, Ricky.
Love you, bud.